Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, May the 13th, 2020. It's a beautiful day here in Michigan. So just want to give you kind of our weekly update in terms of where the market is right now. As of this morning, we have 1,008 available properties in the greater Lansing area. That covers about a 30 to 40 mile radius around Lansing here. Interest rates remain steady, right around 3.35% for the 30-year fixed, and then just below 3% on a 15-year fixed interest rate. So inventory remains low, although starting to creep up. We've been hovering right around 940, 950, and we've already increased our listing numbers since the stay in place ban has been lifted for real estate agents in terms of being essential. So we're seeing more inventory start to hit the market. Still very, very low numbers there. In terms of the amount of inventory that's out there and available, so from basically zero all the way up to 350,000, we're dealing with a 2.68 month supply of inventory on the market. That is very low, and that is an extreme seller's market by definition. You don't actually exceed into a buyer's market until you actually get up over $500,000. Once you get over $500,000, there's basically an 11-month supply of inventory on the market, and that is by definition a buyer's market, and actually a pretty strong buyer's market. The environment remains great for both sellers and buyers because of the low interest rates. Now I'm going to switch gears a little bit here and talk about where we are in comparison to last year, and so for the across the board on the statistics, in comparing April of 2020 with April of 2019, we're down about 60%. So 60% less listings taken, 60% less contracts written. So what that tells us is the stay in place ban and the coronavirus has had really an extreme impact on what has transpired within the market. The main point of concern that I have in talking with both some other agents and talking with the general public is the overall lack of realization about the impending recession that we're going to have 8 to 9 months from now. There's approximately $1 trillion less in spending, consumer spending here in the U.S. each month that we're in a state of lockdown. That's on the United States as a whole. You can't have, and last year the total consumer spending for the year was $22 trillion. So if you're talking about taking $1 trillion a month out of the economy, that's going to be pretty ugly from a financial aspect in 8 or 9 months. And when I'm talking with some of the other agents, when I'm talking with some of the general public, there's an unrealistic instantaneous recovery that's kind of being talked about that simply won't exist. The reality of where we are now is we're in a seller's market right now, and we've got really low interest rates. And as long as that holds true, that's going to provide some stability to the real estate market. But when you fast forward 8 or 9 months and you're in the midst of a recession, and then there becomes inflation and volatility with interest rates, you'll see the market change pretty quickly. And so if I'm a buyer, I'm going to buy right now. I'm going to buy right now, lock in at a really low interest rate, and ride out the recession from the comfort of my new home with a really low interest rate. And if I'm a seller, then I want to take advantage of the fact that it's still a seller's market. And then if I'm an investor, certainly if I find a property right now that meets all of my criteria, all of my standards for success in terms of purchasing, you move on that. Also, if you're an investor, you realize that there's going to be a great deal of opportunity once the recession starts, and for the approximate 2 years that something like that will last, there's going to be a tremendous amount of opportunity. So the way I look at the market we're in right now it's good. It's a good market, and there's opportunities. And the question is whether you're going to take advantage of those opportunities or whether you're not. And so that's it for the update today. I am more than happy to dive into very specific conversations with you if you'd like. You just have to call me on my cell phone. It's 517-303-3262. Again, 517-303-3262. Love to have the opportunity to have an in-depth conversation about real estate and how it pertains to you, because I understand that's really what matters. I really appreciate, as always, you listening, and you have a great day, folks.